They call it the fog of war. Metaphorical swords clash all around you. An attack could come from any direction. And this isn't just a problem for soldiers. It's a problem of life itself. Because life is a battlefield. It's job interviews, business launches, relationships. Really, any moment where uncertainty and pressure collide. In this video, we'll show you how to navigate the fog of life like a master strategist. The phrase, fog of war, refers to the uncertainty and confusion that arises during military conflicts. It was first coined by the strategist Clausewitz in the 1830s. But we can apply this same idea to our own lives, to figure out what to do when it feels like chaos is closing in. The first step when you're surrounded by the fog of war is to calm down. Here's a truth no one likes. Life will always be chaotic. The world is far bigger and more complex than we can ever fully understand. So instead of trying to control everything, we need to focus on what we can control, where we can apply effort, what resources we can work with, and how we can improve our situation. When the fog surrounds you, begin with calm. Then get your bearings. Figure out what you have, where you are, and what the best path to safety is. There's a scene about this in Tolstoy's War and Peace, during the Battle of Borodino. The soldier Pierre finds himself lost amidst the clash with Napoleon's armies. At any moment he could die. He knows luck will play a role in whether he survives. And that's the reality of life too. Things can get very bad before they get better. We might lose savings, jobs, or relationships. These are ordeals that add gray to our hair and stress to our hearts. I wish I could tell you there was a way to avoid all of it, but there isn't. Sometimes life makes the decisions for us, and we have to deal with them. The Stoics taught this over and over. Many things are beyond our control. A huge part of happiness lies in accepting this truth. No matter how much we want to, we cannot control everything. People we love may make poor decisions. Tragedies happen. Sometimes they're caused by others' wrongdoing. But by the time we find out, it's already too late. These things are part of life. We can lower the risks, but we cannot eliminate them. Movie heroics aside, we cannot predict the future or reverse time. Eventually, luck runs out. So how do we deal with this? Mentally, by separating what we can control from what we cannot. Then focusing energy on what's in our hands. Another tool is hope. The worst-case scenario may seem certain in your mind, but it's not guaranteed. Sometimes the current looks like it will drown you, yet you float to safety. The thought that things could get worse also means things might not. So even when everything feels like a mess, the best thing we can do is act. We can often take a single step in the moment to prevent the worst. For example, let's say your computer gets hacked right before a deadline. The damage is done, yes, but you can still reduce the fallout by changing passwords, logging out of accounts, and protecting yourself from further harm. Another personal example, years ago, I fell asleep during a ride in public and woke up to find my wallet stolen. I was furious, but I didn't know who had taken it. I took a deep breath, went home, and began canceling my credit cards. That's what it means to cut through the fog. We can't stop bad things from happening, but we can improve outcomes once they do. From where we stand, we can always take action to make things better. The world will always put out fog, but we can reduce it through effort. The next step is to ask, what can I find out? Some things we can never know, like what's in someone else's mind, or why a higher-up made a certain decision. But for many situations, we can discover more if we try. Say you had a confrontation with your boss. You don't know the outcome yet. Maybe nothing will happen, or maybe you'll lose your job. Either way, you can prepare. Write a message, polish your resume, reach out to colleagues for insights. You can't always avoid the punch, but you can soften its blow. And here's something critical. Move fast. Too often we drift through life complacently, assuming things are safe. But our situation is never permanent. Action makes the difference. On a battlefield, soldiers might run to higher ground. In life, we do the same. After a breakup, we rest, talk to friends, or prepare for new opportunities. Small, proactive steps matter. But often, the hardest part of the fog of life isn't the events. It's the uncertainty. Not knowing what's next stirs up deep anxiety. Our brains treat uncertainty like danger and flood us with stress. We see this in politics. Elections shift overnight. Leaders change course suddenly. Policies flip. History shows us that what seems unthinkable today often becomes reality tomorrow. And yet, generations adapt. They endure revolutions, civil wars, and empires rising and falling. And still, life goes on. This perspective matters. Because while politics or life itself may be unpredictable, we must engage, or else we suffer. One powerful exercise. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Defining the worst case often reveals it's survivable. Once we face it, fear shrinks, and we can start planning. This transforms us from passive victims into active agents. The Stoics understood this deeply. Life is statistical, not certain. We can't predict exact outcomes, but we can grasp probabilities. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we should expect nothing but hope for everything. That wasn't pessimism, it was realism. Seneca advised rehearsing poverty not because he expected it, but because probability made it possible. Epictetus framed this as the dichotomy of control. Some things are up to us, others are not. This probabilistic wisdom is timeless. It teaches us to focus on what we can do, prepare for setbacks, and accept uncertainty as universal. Even emperors faced it. Even the wise and the strong faced it. And so must we. Ultimately, the Stoics remind us, confidence doesn't come from knowing outcomes, but from knowing how to act wisely in uncertainty. So how do we fight the fog of war in our lives? 1. Take action. 2. Seek more information. 3. Calm your fear with reason. 4. Move fast while there's still time. As Johnny Cash once said, this world is rough, and if a man's got to make it, he's got to be tough. Life is hard, but even in the fog of war, we can succeed through wisdom, effort, and resilience. Take heart. You have the mind, the knowledge, and the strength to do great things. Despite the fog, victory is possible. And if you found value in this, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment. We're always glad to hear from you and learn what you've taken from our work. Good luck, and we'll see you in the next one.